Hi, it's Lisa with Good Knots Macrame. In this video, we are making a no-tassel macrame plant hanger. A lot of plant hangers have tassels at the bottom, and while gorgeous, sometimes you might want something a little sleeker. This piece uses lots of beads, and you can decide the size and amount you'd like to use. And in a callback to my floating beads plant hanger video, I've added these floating beads, although I've attached them differently. Plant hangers with tassels are constructed from the top down, but we'll be making this piece from the bottom up. All told, it's about 28 to 30 inches long. Let's start with supplies. You will need 8 pieces of 145-inch 3mm twisted rope and 1 piece of 60-inch 3mm twisted rope for the wrapping knot, sharp scissors, masking tape for the ends of the rope to keep them from fraying, and a tape measure. You'll also need a 1.5-inch diameter metal ring and a 2-inch wooden ring. Using a second 1.5-inch metal ring will also work just fine. Needle nose pliers are helpful for pulling the cords through the beads if needed. The smaller beads I'm using are about 5 millimeters wide. I'm using 192 of them, which sounds like a lot, but they're so small they don't take up a lot of real estate. Most important, make sure your cord can fit through the beads. I'm also using 4 1-inch wooden beads and 2 5mm beads for the floating beads. Again, these can really be any size and material you choose. The pot I'm using is 7 inches tall and the mouth is 5 inches across. I'm measuring from about where the end of the metal ring would sit to the rim of the pot to see how long I want my first square knot sennits to be. I've decided to make them about 6.5 inches long. Some people like to make plant hangers on a flat surface, but I'm more comfortable working on the piece while it's hanging from a hook. Attach the 8 145-inch ropes to the metal ring with lark's head knots. I'm only working on 2 cords at a time, just to keep things from getting messy. Each pair of cords will make 1 square knot sennet, and 8 cords will make a total of 4 sennets. So take note, this is the outside of the piece, so make sure you do all your work on this side. You can see the inside when I do that. Do all your work on the lark's head knot side. I'm starting my first square knot sennet. 6.5 inches comes out to 14 knots for me. Yours might be more or less, even if it is the same measurement as mine, because of how tight or loosely you tie the knots. Just make sure you use the same amount of knots all the way around. After finishing the first sennet, I'm adding the next 2 145-inch cords to the ring to make the next one. Don't forget to keep track of those knots. I've completed all 4 square knot sennets. Let's put what we have so far around the pot to see how it looks. We'll be attaching each sennet to the other like this, all the way around. 2 cords on the left of one sennet attached to 2 cords on the right of the neighboring sennet. It will make the bowl shape for the pot to sit in. Those connecting cords will be about 3.5 inches. I'm going to be adding 12 beads per string. Alright, here's what we have so far. I've got the first part done. Now I've only got 3 more to go, which is 4, 8, 12 more. Since it's 4 strings per. But anyway, isn't that pretty? I love the contrast. I think it's really eye-catching. So pretty. Okay, that's done. Let's see how it looks so far. Now we'll be adding the larger beads using a square knot, which will connect the sennits to each other. So again, we'll be connecting the left and right 2 cords of each sennit to the other sennit, all the way around. Take a look at how I'm tying the 4 cords together, putting the bead in, and then securing it with a square knot. I noticed the hole in this bead was a little small, so I used my needle nose pliers to open it up just a bit. Okay, 2 are done, and I'll finish up the other 2. The sennits are all attached to each other. Let's see how it looks on the pot. Pretty nice. I'm measuring 4 inches from the top of the bead and square knot to start my spiral knots. Just double checking for accuracy. I'll be making 8 spiral knots. All right, all 4 are done. I decided to give the spiral knots an extra twist, just to make them look a little more dramatic. Very easy to do. The project is back on the hook, and I'm measuring another 4 inches from the end of the spiral knots. That's where I will begin my new square knot sennits. This time I'm making 16 knots per sennet. Looking good so far. Let's see how it looks with the pot. I want to make sure to have all 4 sennets go together neatly in the ring. It helped me to take 2 of the sennets and put the extra string through the loop, then tie those strings using some extra cord. That way, when I add the next 2 sennets, everything stays orderly. Now I can begin the wrapping knot using the 60-inch cord. I'm making the knot about 1 inch long. After completing the wrapping knot, take both ends and cut them flush. Then take your scissors and push the ends in so they can no longer be seen. Tighten each of the cords that are hanging one by one so that it looks neat and even on the wooden ring. All that extra cord you have hanging at the top needs to be knotted so that it looks clean and finished. I'm just making basic knots about 1 inch to 1.5 inches down, and then cutting the cord at the bottom of each knot. The length of each cord is random between an inch and an inch and a half. I think it looks best to have them different sizes. Just for fun, I'm leaving 2 of those cords longer and adding small beads to the end of them so they can have that floating beads effect. There you have it. Lots of beads, lots of fun. The amount and sizes of beads are up to you. Whatever you think looks good. Colored glass beads would be pretty. Please let me know in the comments if you make this, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll always respond. If you enjoyed this video and are looking forward to more content, it would mean so much to me if you could like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.